Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I just want to first say, I know we all are super busy and have lots of other things we could be doing, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking some time out of your evening. So yeah, so first off, I'm going to start with our pink drink. So um, I was just thinking, anybody ever had that afternoon slump, like 2:30, 3:30 rolls around and you just cannot keep your eyes open? Anybody have hormone issues, brain fog, extra weight around your waist or your hips maybe, blood pressure, anxiety, high cholesterol? All of these things can be connected back to your blood sugar. And that's really what Slim or our pink drink does. It regulates.
You need to be quiet,
sugar.
Claire.
So yeah. I don't know if anybody's a co-host, if she can be muted. Claire, do you know how to mute yourself? Maybe. Anyway, okay. So Slim was actually originally developed for type 2 diabetics, and it was to help regulate their blood sugar. So you might be thinking, I don't have any blood sugar problems, right? So when you guys were a baby, were you ever any ear infections, ever prescribed, an antibiotic? How about artificial sweeteners? Anybody have some stress in their life? Anybody have a glass of wine or drink any alcohol? Well, then your gut bacteria is out of balance, which affects your blood sugar. So when your blood sugar goes up and down for years and years, the body starts storing that extra glucose in fat cells. But the good news is that over time, if you get your blood sugar leveled out, then your hormones actually start to balance out. And because insulin is our master hormone, your whole endocrine system actually begins to work better. So both of our Slims actually are clinically demonstrated to help with weight loss. They also are going to support healthy glucose metabolism. They are low calorie, gluten-free, non-GMO, 100% vegetarian, no artificial sweeteners, no stimulants, plant-based. So what's the difference, right? So actually I have the Slim micro, can you see that? The Slim microbiome activating. This is actually the black cherry. I don't even have the raspberry one right now. But anyway, this is a Slim microbiome. It has XOS in it, which is a prebiotic, and it feeds the good bacteria and actually is going to increase it. So it will actually starve our bad bacteria as well. We all have the good bacteria, we all have bad bacteria in our gut, and we are born with both. So when God created us, he actually gave us a certain amount of this bad bacteria. And the purpose for that is to actually help our bodies decompose when we die. The problem with that is that things like poor diet, processed food, even soil depletion, we just get too much of this bad, and it is called candida. So these prebiotics help to starve that candida. So we also, I did show the black cherry lime, but we also have the raspberry lemon watermelon. And that one's super delicious too. It's actually one of my favorites. It's super simple. And I'll just show you real quick. Water bottle, just break open the packet and you're just going to shake it up. It's really that simple. We also have the Slim Hunger Control, which I'm going to talk about while I'm mixing. So the difference with that is that it actually has an extra 6 grams of soluble fiber in it, polydextrose, and it expands in our gut, and it's going to help you to reduce hunger, and just helps you feel fuller longer. And it also is really great in the afternoon, when you get the munchies or when you just feel like you need a little pick-me-up between lunch and dinner, and it helps sort of with those cravings and with the snacking. So if you haven't already, you can go ahead and get that sample out. And if you want to mix it up and enjoy it with us, I do want to take a quick break from the products and introduce Liz. She is going to give us her testimony. Liz is a stay-at-home mom. She has 5 girls, and so I'm super excited for you guys to hear her testimony.
Hi, everybody. So I came to Plexus and I have had a bad gut my entire life. I just didn't know it. But I really came to Plexus because I was in it for the weight loss. I'm not going to lie. I came purely to lose weight. So I just had my 5th baby and my hormones were a mess. And my body was just hanging on to all the weight. And my skin was so bad. And my digestive system was so bad. And I was so tired. So tired. Like I would wake up in the morning and I felt like I never even slept. So I would be like, how am I going to get through this day with 5 girls? I mean, I'm telling you right now, we were not having dance parties at night like we do right now. I was falling asleep on the couch right after I put them to bed, not even bothering to do the dishes. I was done. So I started Plexus. I did lose the baby weight. I lost 15 pounds in 3 months. And then I was kind of bummed that the scale didn't keep dropping. However, now when I look back 2 years later, the weight loss is not what I'm most grateful for because my mental health is probably the thing I'm the most grateful for. I struggled with depression my entire life and I feel great. Honestly, I now because I had a bad day is nothing like my bad days, which were every day back before Plexus. My digestive issues are so much better. Not afraid to say it because so many people struggle with this problem. So if of them, you want you want the triplex because it's the only thing that's ever worked for me. And again, getting all those toxins out of my body has done amazing things for me. So I have energy. I feel amazing. My skin is clear. I have never felt better. This is so worth it. And I never even took a multivitamin before I started Plexus. I was not a supplement girl, but it is 100% worth it. So I'm going to give it back to Becca.
All right. Well, thank you, Liz. It's just amazing some of the things that we struggle with that we don't realize are not normal. They're just not normal. And so, all right. So, Carrie, I'm going to turn it over to you and you can talk about our next product.
Hi, everybody. So we've been talking about the triplex, which comes with your pink drink. And then there's also a couple other supplements come with them. I'm going to talk to you guys tonight about the, it's called the ProBio 5. Even though I love my pink drink, this has to be my #1 favorite. I actually call it my night pills because this is the supplement that you will take at bedtime. But I'm going to tell you what it does and why it's like the most awesome probiotic out there. So what the ProBio 5 does is that it gets to the root of our poor health or our gut health and our fungus overgrowth. I know that's like the worst word in the world, fungus. I think it's disgusting. But that is what grows in our body. And the ProBio 5 deals with this problem, and it deals it in 2 major ways. 1, it kills the fungus and the bad bacteria. And 2, because it's a probiotic, it's going to bring that healthy bacteria back into our gut, which is what's going to really aid in so much of our healing. So in order for the probiotic to do that, it has its own antifungal in it. So most of the time when you go to the grocery store, you have to buy multiple different supplements to achieve what is in this one little bottle. So I'll explain. All the probiotics that you'll have out there have strains in them, okay? This one right here, it has 5 hardy strains. And the reason I use the word hardy is because it doesn't have to be refrigerated. Because it can survive our stomach acids. If your probiotic that you might be taking, if it has to be refrigerated, then it can't survive our acids that we produce in our stomach. And a lot of the probiotics that are out there do have to be refrigerated. So which makes their strains that are in them very fragile. These strains were selected. So there's 5 of them that were selected, and they were produced by scientists, and that they were selected, and they have this special enzyme in them, and it's basically the antifungal, where that comes in. So I was never a big science person growing up, never really wanted to learn about science, but since I started Plexus, I've been reading more and more and how it's science-backed and based. So there's another science lesson that fungus cells are very, very hard to kill, very hard. And they contain this exoskeleton, and I'm going to say the name probably wrong, but it's like chitin. And it's actually the same substance that a cockroach's shell is made out of. So it's that hard to kill outer shell. And that's where our strains come in, is that our strain can penetrate through that and kill it off completely. And that's why we call it a powerhouse probiotic, because it helps to restore all of our gut bacteria by using those 2 angles and getting to the root of our issues. It's really a remarkable and effective probiotic. I know that watching your diet, eating less sugar, carbs, starches, that can help starve the fungus growing in your gut. And it just makes them be less active or lie dormant. But that's just until you go back to eating the sugar again or go back to eating the carbs again. This little probiotic will kill it off permanently. And it can be life-changing. It has, I call it my night-night pills because my sleep is amazing when I take this. I took 17 middle schoolers on a youth retreat 2 weeks ago. Apparently I slept through them getting up at midnight. I thought they were all asleep. I didn't hear a thing. And apparently when I woke up the next morning, they were like, "You were asleep. You didn't hear us running around at 1 a.m. I'm like, no, I didn't. But I know we sit there and we think, well, I don't have any gut issues. I don't have any problems. I didn't think I had any gut health issues either. I actually told Becca, I was like, I'm drinking that pink lemonade again. But she helped me learn that I did. So I want you to think, as I name out these little problems that we might be dealing with, whether you want to jot them down or just keep track of them on your fingers. But if you've ever had poor sleep, dandruff, diabetes, sugar cravings, depression, anxiety, IBS, low metabolism, arthritis right here, low energy, poor immune, crazy hormones, mental health, weight gain, hard time not gaining weight. I never had that problem. Skin issues, brain fog. I can't even tell you how many times I had that. Headaches, bloating, gas, constipation. I could have probably clicked off at least 10 of those. So I don't know how many you had, but your gut, and statistics are coming out that our gut is our second brain, and our body will respond to how healthy or unhealthy our gut is by bringing all those issues out. And this is why I love my ProBio 5. So best probiotic. And Becca is going to talk about the sister supplement with this.
All right, thank you, Carrie. Yeah, so next up is our BioCleanse, and that forms our triplex. So the pink drink, the ProBio 5, and then the BioCleanse. Don't let the name scare you. It's not what it sounds like. So you're not going to be running to the bathroom all the time. It's actually designed to gently clean out the digestive tract on a cellular level. So not like a colon cleanse. This is on the cellular level. It also has vitamin C with bioflavonoids that contain magnesium, and magnesium is super important, and it's actually important for over 300 chemical processes in our body to be carried out effectively. And 80% of us women are magnesium deficient. And so some symptoms that you might be like, I don't know the big deal with magnesium, but some of the symptoms of low magnesium can be anything from muscle pain and spasms, headaches and migraines. If you're feeling constantly fatigued or weakness, depression and anxiety, if you're craving chocolate, insomnia, or even waking up after you're sleeping. And so magnesium also plays just a really huge role in balancing our hormones. It also can improve thyroid function, support estrogen detoxification. It actually lowers the blood sugar levels, supports testosterone production, increases serotonin, and that is literally just the magnesium in our BioCleanse. So just a few other things that the BioCleanse can do for your body. It is going to oxygenate the entire body. So a lot of us are really, we just live in a toxic state or just a low oxygen state. And a lot of that, again, really just goes back to our poor diet, to stress, to low activity levels, the pollution in the air. And really our body just cannot keep its metabolism in the state, and it begins to gather those waste products, and it just cannot get rid of them fast enough. And so therefore we have, viruses, we have yeast, chronic fatigue, bacteria, fungi, all that stuff. So it also helps to detoxify and cleanse the gastrointestinal tract and arteries. It's going to energize you. Who needs some energy? Energize you both physically and mentally. It's going to enhance weight loss, also supports collagen production, relieves constipation. You guys should be going 1 to 2 times per day, every day. And it also is going to help draw water into the intestine. So it's going to help with the fluidity, and it's going to help reduce gas and bloating. So Carrie had kind of mentioned that the BioCleanse and the ProBio 5 are kind of, we call them like Bert and Ernie, or they're kind of like best friends, they're besties. And here's why: because the ProBio 5 is going to go in, it's going to be, adding in all that good bacteria, and the enzymes are attacking that bad candida that we talked about, and really just get rid of that bad junk. So I don't know, I just find this number to be so crazy, but a lot of us carry 8 to 12 extra pounds of sludge, crapola, literally in our intestines. Just disgusting. So think of it, I like to use the analogy of like a toilet. So when you're cleaning your toilet, you would never just like put the cleaner in and just leave it and walk away and that's it. So we don't want to do that with your body. So we want to break things down, but we also want to make sure that we are getting rid of it and flushing it out. And that's really what the BioCleanse does. So Carrie's going to come back and she's going to talk to us about our X Factor Plus.
Hi. So X Factor Plus is our multivitamin. It's like the powerhouse of multivitamins. It actually, if you add this to your triplex, they call it the Fantastic Four. Something my husband and I take daily. It's a supercharged multivitamin with very high in B12, which it's great for hair and nail. B12 is great for hair and nail. It helps with our iron levels, and it has aloe in it. So if we think about it, aloe allows our body to absorb nutrition by up to 300% more. And not only that, but we can make claims about this multivitamin helping with hot flashes. Currently going through that. So what is even more amazing about this is just not another multivitamin. It just has so much of the minerals that our body craves. And those minerals are called chelated minerals, and they're able to easily pass through the small intestines and into our bloodstream. So they are chelated. So because they're chelated, your body can actually use the vitamins and absorb them. And the nutrients, well, the nutrients that are in the X Factor, they help your body recognize them, and they're able to reach and snag them and absorb them quickly. So I love the high potency of the B vitamins found in this. because the B vitamins, they're the ones that give us energy. They're the one that helps our body to combat stress and to help us relax throughout the day. I mean, the multivitamin it's just huge. Aloe alone in the X Factor, it's like, well, what if you think about what aloe does when we put it on our skin, is that it promotes 100, this is crazy, but 121% faster healing than the body does on its own. So when we take a multivitamin that has aloe in it internally, it kind of finds that zip code of what needs to be fixed in the body and addresses it quickly. So you have to have quality aloe and lots of it in order for it to be effective. And the X Factor has the highest grade of aloe vera in its existence. So the X Factor Plus and the Triplex, again, they're best buds. They work together to improve our gut health, enrich our body, give us incredible nutrients that we need to balance and heal so that we can be happy and healthy every day.
Thank you, ladies, for all of that helpful information. The Triplex for sure has been an absolute game changer for myself and my health. My name's Kayleen. I'm an Emerald Ambassador with Plexus. And what that means is I've basically helped hundreds of people with their health and also helped my leaders grow a business. And it has been just a huge blessing and a huge joy, and one that I stepped into with zero anticipation of doing the opportunity and sharing these products with other people. I grew up a serious introvert. I hid behind my sister at all times, and we would go to youth group and I would smile and nod. You know, that Madagascar movie, Smile and Nod, boys, smile and nod. That was me. And so even making phone calls, I've heard someone else say this as well, jumping on a phone, I'd have total anxiety, think twice about what I'm going to say, and just totally fear-stricken with life. And lo and behold, I'm married. My husband's a pastor. We have 5 kids, and I started these Plexus products for my health. So I fell into severe anxiety, depression, and then that led to insomnia. And I was pretty well hopeless with life. And so a friend had shared Plexus with me. And at that point, we were like, we have no money. It's right before the holidays. But my husband just was desperate to have his wife back. And my kids were desperate to have me back as a mom. And I would sit at our dinner table in tears most nights because I could not get myself together enough to make dinner for my family. And my husband basically ran the ship. And I just was so angry that I could not handle life, you know, that I couldn't get it together. And so I started on the Triplex supplements that were shared tonight. And it truly was that answer to prayer. And what it led to was, because I was in such a desperate place in my health, and it started to bring back hope and a second chance at life, that I found that I could not keep it to myself, that this was something that could absolutely impact other people's lives and people who are silently suffering. And so what it led to was this business opportunity that was fueled from passion and purpose of just offering hope for health with other people. I did not grow up naturally minded with supplements and food and health and all of that. And so if somebody would have told me 5 years ago that I would be successful at working in a health and wellness company, I would have laughed and said, y'all crazy, but here we are. And what this has been an absolute blessing of ministry that has expanded outside of the 4 walls of our church. I've been able to reach so many women and make new best friends. Some of these faces on this call are people that I really did not know before I started my Plexus journey. But just through connecting through Facebook and becoming good friends, here we are and growing businesses together. And so I do want to encourage you, even as we shared about these products tonight, to also think outside of the box of what would this opportunity mean for you? Who do you know who is struggling in their health? And when we make this about others, there is so much passion and purpose filled with this opportunity that it naturally grows because people feel cared for. And it's not about greed or that motivation of, ranking or whatnot, but it's just serving people out of the love in your heart to help them change their futures and the trajectory of their health. So wanted to challenge you with that as well, to just be open-minded about this journey that you could potentially be embarking on tonight. And if you have questions, we would love to answer those here in a minute. But we're just so grateful for your time and for jumping on and just learning alongside of us as we share the power and the effectiveness of these products. So I'm going to stop the recording here.